Call the spaceships to Davenport. Prepare for Divanarchy and interface with the couch in space. That got a little 80s cartoon action figure. The Ramadan is here first in the chat room. Good to see you, buddy. You are watching Space Couch. Oh, 5 Era Twitch is all over the chat today. And while you're all over the chat, I am all up in the ball pit. What's up, 5 Era? Or Sarah? MX Orion says angel emoji and middle fingers emoji. Well, good to see you all. Oh, so much to get to. I'm really excited to talk to our guest today. We might just break into babble because it's like we just kind of get along really well. But yeah, well, there's a couch under here. There's 100% a couch under here. So I'm not changing the name of the show at all. Oh, hey, look, I'm sitting on a couch. And also look at our advertisers brought to you this week by, of course, Tiger Squawk Records. So much new stuff. Melting Rust Opera has a new one with science fiction called Broken Zukunft. The video's awesome. Agronomicon, new soundtrack from Israeli. You want to check out The Church of Bryantology, Volume 3. Can you believe it? Fluid Duckbag out of Vancouver has got a new one. Not Vancouver, Victoria. Red Tiles from Italy out of Sydney, Australia. Then we have Amalgamated Cadaver. Boston Noise has got a new one. Live in Feral. The Circus of Fear Italy has just been on fire. Team Subspace is here. What's up, David? Let's trust the Croix thing. Amalgamated Cadaver, Erotomania. You want to check out the new Virtual Terrorist. That's what that was. That's from Italy. One more from Italy. Can you believe it? Tainted Flesh is that soundtrack. Proxy Dream is the new single from Ghost Proxy. And, yeah, all that stuff. TigerSquawkRecords.bandcamp.com. You cannot go wrong. You can also not go wrong with the patrons that bring us the show. Thanks to Gozer Games. I Hate Artists. Just been on fire lately. Check out that website. Lured by Radium. My buddy Pat. This is all your fault. The Ramadan in the chat room today. Grim Reaper for Hire. Bremley, Ray Keller. Fly ahead. Walter Magoon out of New England. Hunt and Hawk making a new movie, but you can get The Ditch now and Glitch. What's going on, everybody? Also, thanks to new contributor Quinn from Chicago, who I forgot to put in the credits because I got lazy. That's okay. Team Subspace out of Milwaukee in the chat room. Former guest of the show on. Very happy to have you there. Speaking of Milwaukee, ladies and gentlemen, I am a super duper pumped because this I do a lot of space jokes here on Space Couch, and I don't mean to set this up for the easy pun, but this guy's rise to fame has been nothing short of meteoric. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my buddy Warwick. He plays in some band. I forgot what they're called. Chump Chain! What's going on? How's it doing? How you doing, man?
It's doing.
Okay.
It's going.
We were talking before airtime. You've been back in the U.S. for like a week and a half. Holy shit. you just got out of a massive tour of Europe. I'm made of
Hmm.
questions. Um,
Hmm.
the Howler Monkeys says Ramadan. Hell yeah, we'll get into that. I don't even know where to start. Like, what countries stood out to you? Like, what surprised you the most?
Uh, so just Europe in general, right,
Okay,
is just like a completely different
it's like a
fucking
different planet.
experience.
Okay,
Yeah, it's great. Um, our first show was in Prague, and
okay.
that's
Oh,
like
dude.
immediately just like a beautiful,
Oh yeah,
incredibly
hell yeah.
beautiful city,
I've
you
been. It's
know.
amazing.
And we played in some like super disgusting DIY spot, which for me is like hell yeah. Uh, and it
Punk
was
rock.
good. And let me pull up the. I'm gonna pull up the itinerary while I'm thinking about it
Sure thing.
because it was a long tour, as I
Yeah.
said. Uh, oh, it was Prague. Then we went to Bratislava, went to Slovakia, and I played on
Holy
a boat.
shit. You played on a boat
I
in
Yep,
Slovakia.
played on a boat in
That's so
Slovakia.
gnarly.
Uh, with the Slovakian presidential palace overlooking the boat we were
Get
playing
the
on.
fuck out of here.
And
Oh, that's so cool.
anyway, the boat was really fucking old and falling
Oh
apart.
my.
Anyway,
You got a
so
DIY boat.
as I was playing, um, like the waves were making the boat like move, you know,
Uh huh.
and then all of a sudden the boat hit the side of the dock, and I like really hard, right? And for a split second, I was like, is the boat gonna like sink now? Should I just like abandon the show and take my gear and just leave?
Oh
Like, what do
my
I do? But
god.
like everyone was like, it's fine. But no, it ended up being fine. And then
Wow.
uh I think it was Budapest after that. And I played
People,
on another boat the day after.
you
Two
back to
boats in a
back
row in
boat
Europe.
shows in Eastern Europe.
Yes. Yes.
People want to know if these were recorded. These boat shows.
They weren't,
Okay,
unfortunately.
that's they'll just live here on Space Couch now
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
memory.
But the second boat, dude, was way nicer. There was a fucking incredible restaurant on board.
Oh, that's
There
so
was like
cool.
multiple different venues on the boat, right? And they fed me a fucking like prime rib like before the
Oh,
show.
that's amazing.
And there was a shit ton of people there and a shit ton of people that were familiar with me there. And I was like, how are Hungarian people familiar with me or even know of my existence? Yeah,
Oh,
I had
that's
so many instances like that where I was like, how do these people even know I exist or why do they even care that I exist? You
oh,
know what I mean? Because you
it's
think about it,
yes, I do.
that's like
Like
halfway across the world.
it's great. Like like the internet, man. Where
Yeah.
like some like a sweet woman in Iceland is like, "Can you sign this copy of Goonies 2 because you changed my life?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I don't know
Yeah.
what's happening right now."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the itinerary and
Do it.
talk about the notable things that
Sick,
happened.
sick.
So then we went played in Linz. We played in Austria. At this like total squat DIY spot again, which is like fuck yeah to me. Um, and that one was cool. We stayed in the venue and it was actually really nice. A
Mm.
lot of places in Europe you can just stay at the venue and they're just like
Really?
totally down
That's
with it. Yeah,
awesome.
which saves you money, you
Hell
know, since you
yeah.
don't have to buy a hotel. But and then after that we played in Switzerland. This town called what's it called? Aarau, Switzerland. We
Hmm.
played at some. It was a really nice venue and like the sound system was really good and it was a venue where they're like, yeah, the city just pays for everything, and so that's why we can pay you so much money. And I was like,
Wow.
okay, I'm not gonna complain. You know what I mean? It seems
Wow.
like a lot of places in Europe are subsidized by the city in which they reside, like the venue. Um,
Wow.
and that was cool. And then I played in Munich, which
Oh,
was a
that's
really good
klar.
show. I played with Qual, the guy from Lebanon Hanover's solo project. Um,
Oh, that's
who's been a
amazing.
very big supporter of me and a very become a dear friend of mine. And it was cool to like actually meet him in like the meet space.
Haha.
Um,
Alles
and
klar.
it was cool. Uh, and Munich is really beautiful. Like that was the
Okay.
first time where I was like, this is like so, like well, that wasn't the first time, but I went into like the center of Munich, right, with all these crazy cathedrals and everything,
Yeah.
and I was like, this this stupid music I make enabled me to be here. You know what I mean? To
Yes.
go to be, and it's like,
Yeah,
what
it
the
just
fuck?
like yeah, it is for the listener, it is a bizarre experience to be like, I wrote this song about otters in my underwear in my
Yeah,
apartment in
yeah.
Chicago, and now I'm yelling this to a theater full of people in Helsinki. What the
Oh
ass
no,
is happening? Oh, we choke chained. No, it's all good.
my bad.
No, so it's like Munich. I don't have. I've been to. I spent a year in Germany. I didn't have to spend a ton of time in Munich specifically,
Yeah.
so I don't have a lot of experience with it, but it sounds
No, it
awesome.
was really cool.
And
And
that
then
was,
hold on, I'm trying to fix my fucking camera.
yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay.
We
All
hit the
right.
side
All
of
right.
the boat hit the side of the pier, so the
Yeah,
camera.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so then where was I? I was in this town called Karlsruhe at this like
Karlsruhe, yeah, I know that
it was
place.
I for it I'm trying to describe the venue. It was like a warehouse space, but like it looked like it was set up for more like political oriented endeavors more than anything.
Mm, wow.
And so it was like a political rally of sorts that we played. And we played with a bunch of non-goth bands, which was weird. Um,
Oh, hey,
I
what's
mean,
up to?
there was some like punk and grindcore bands. So for me, I was like, sick. I
Oh,
get to watch punk and grindcore bands and then play my music.
that's
And
so
I like
cool.
and like it was a really big room with a really big sound system that sounded really good. And it was surprisingly good. Like we weren't sure. Like we were like, okay, me and the band I was on tour with, we were like, we're the only like goth adjacent bands. Like who's we don't know if people are gonna care, but like people stuck around. I think it's because they were wasted, but like they stuck around anyway. You know what I mean? I'll take it.
Uh,
Uh,
quick shout out to Zentrifuge in the chat room. Rockstars. Also, what's up to my friend David, who was over here last night. And that was with Odonis Odonis. Am I saying that right?
yep,
Okay.
yep, from Toronto.
Very
Hmm.
cool. Very cool. And so,
Yep.
were you well received from like the grindcore guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am for the most part pretty well received by heavy music people in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, like I come from that background, right?
Hmm.
But like with choke chain, I don't necessarily like my goal isn't to necessarily be like the like, oh, this is an industrial band
Hmm.
and it's a guy that's trying to mix heavy music with industrial. Like I'm not necessarily trying to do that,
Right.
but like the aspects of my love for those genres just come through in what I do regardless,
Hmm.
you know?
Hmm.
So it's not necessarily as much of me being like I'm trying to incorporate heavy music
Right.
this. It's
You've
more just
reached
me
that
being
conclusion independently, sort of like
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And so I think people can recognize that and I think
Hmm.
that they like appreciate that if they come from that like
Right.
background or whatever.
You come by
Um
it honestly, air quotes.
yeah,
Not that like
yeah.
having a mission statement of like I'm gonna combine whatever Scooter and God module, which is more or less what I do with
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
gasoline.
I'm just doing what I want to do. Like what I'm just whatever my brain ends up writing is just what is going to be on the record
And I
sort
think
of
that
deal.
comes through. And we'll get into the new stuff in a
Yeah.
second, but that
Uh,
is, if you don't mind me getting a little bit woo woo, sort of the appeal of choke chain because
mhm.
uh, well, because I mean, you and I are often compared for our vocal styles, and
Yeah.
I think rightly so. And
Mhm.
I've never changed it up because I think there's an honesty there. Like it's
Yeah, that's
it's
kind of how I think about it too.
totally like yes, this is me, and
Yeah.
you're better at it. You're so raw. And like
Well, I think the vocal like I don't try and like I don't try and redo vocals very much if I can help it because
mm-hmm,
I feel like the way I do my vocals like I'm doing it very raw, like you said, like very raw and it's very
mm-hmm,
real and visceral and I'm not trying to like clean that up in any
mm-hmm.
way, you know, and I think it it brings across the vibe and the mood of the music in
Mm,
general really well, where when it sounds a little more like
just this
frantic and
open nerve,
whatever.
like
Yeah.
four heavy metal fingers from Avery Fain. What's up? It's Trotsky says hi, Mark. Misfit Angel. That's why you guys are both as awesome. Ah, thank you. He says we're both awesome. Mortem says choke chain vocals equals we have gossicles at home. Okay,
uh,
so we're in Munich. No,
yeah,
we were in Karlsruhe, and
yeah.
then
Then
what?
Paris.
Oh, and then Paris. I love that you just
Yeah,
said that sentence. And then Paris. That's not even a sentence.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
wonderful sentence
It
fragment.
was Paris was great. Um, uh, it was at like the venue you want to play at if you're like a dark music act
Okay.
in Paris. Um, and so there was a like a lot of these shows had a good amount of people. The Munich show had a lot of people. The Paris show had a lot of people. Um, and like I had a lot of fans in Paris already. Like people were wearing choke chain shirts to the
So
show
awesome.
in Paris and in Munich too. Actually, like in all of the big cities, like I had a like an actual amount of fans at my
That's
shows,
awesome.
and it was like fucking crazy. Like we just talked about how crazy that kind of stuff is. But no, Paris was great, and then I played Kortrijk, Belgium. I think is what it was called.
Wow.
But I played this place called the Pits. It was cool. And it was cool because my older brother used to tour Europe like 20 years ago, and I got to this venue and saw a sticker of my older brother's band on the door of the green room.
Yeah.
And so I
Oh
sent it to him,
man.
and I'm like, hey. And then he says, hey, say hi to the owner for me. And I said, okay. And then I said, hey, I'm Mike's brother. And he goes, hey, last time I saw Mike, he was blackout drunk. And then I text my brother and I'm like, hey, this is what he said. He's like, that's very likely I was blackout drunk when I saw
Oh
him
God, that's
last.
fucking amazing. And then
No, I played a few venues where I saw stickers of my older brother's band, and I was like,
talk
this
about
is
a
so
chain.
fucking
Yeah,
weird.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Um, but anyway, then I played Antwerp at a fucking fetish club.
Oh dude.
Uh, and that was dope. Antwerp is the coolest place I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah. What? Why?
It's just like the most architecturally beautiful,
Okay. Yeah.
like
Right. Like I've been. You're walking.
overwhelmingly beautiful
Yeah.
thing I've ever seen in
Overwhelmingly
my.
beautiful. Right. You're walking
Yeah,
around going like, there's
like
like
what?
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like that's a McDonald's, and it's like
Yeah,
better
no,
than
literally, there's a McDonald's. I looked at a McDonald's. I'm like, this is the most beautiful McDonald's I've ever
yeah.
seen.
It's
What's
it.
going on?
If this was in Boston, it would be like on shirts, and it's like a post office
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, no, it was crazy. And then we played the fetish club, and it was like a fucking hardcore fetish club, right?
Oh, okay. Like
Like
not like
they were like some
drinky.
very some debauchery went on the day
Okay,
before.
tensely.
Yeah, and I was like, all right,
All right,
but
yeah.
I had uh I don't know if you're familiar with like the cult uh Belgian cold wave band Parade Ground. I don't know if you're
Negative.
familiar with them. Okay, anyway, um they're like a really legendary cold wave band, and Pierre, one of the guys
Let
from
me
Parade Ground,
time
came
out.
to
Time
see
out.
me.
Speaking of legendary, friend of the show, Sounds and Shadow superstar Keith is in the chat room
Oh
today.
my
So you're
goodness.
talking to Parade Ground. I'm sorry to cut you off, Mark.
Yep, yep. And I met. So the funny story is, I just played Infest, which was fucking
Hell
awesome.
yeah! Love it,
I
Fest.
love everyone involved with Infest so much. So huge shout out to them. I love them,
Shout
and
out to
so does
Infest.
Brian.
Bring us back. It's been not quite 20 years, but it's been double digits.
Since you've
Since
been there.
since we played it. Yeah, we did it in 2008.
Uh,
Yeah, we opened for these fresh-faced teens, VNV Nation. I don't know if they ever went anywhere, but
I was direct support for fucking Test Department.
that's
I couldn't even believe
amazing.
it. Like
Ah,
what?
yeah. Well, to say
Like I
nothing of
wrote these
going on,
songs in my mom's basement, and
you
I'm
went on
direct
tour
support
with
for Test
Frontline
Department.
Assembly. Like
Yeah,
what? Um,
I don't know.
well,
Anyway,
we're finding out. So you're there's sex chaos going around. You're talking to the parade ground guy.
guy from Parade Ground. Yeah. And
That's
then it was a really good show. And then I played Berlin. Berlin was insane.
okay.
Reese Fulber came out to see me in Berlin.
No, he didn't. That's
Yeah, yeah,
amazing.
he
Ah,
did.
that's
I can send
awesome.
you a picture, bro.
That's awesome. That's so
I
awesome.
can send you a picture.
I
Yeah,
didn't know he lived in Berlin.
he does it. He was just like, I'm just in Berlin. I was like, okay. And
Okay.
he was just in the green room. Somebody goes, hey, I think Reese Fulber's in the green room. I said, oh. And then I went back there, and immediately he started talking to me about how when I toured with them in the States, we were in Madison, and this girl came backstage at Crucible in Madison with
Yeah.
literal baby raccoons. And
What? What the
him
fuck?
and I both looked at each other and were like, what the fuck is going on? And we were like holding these baby raccoons and stuff. And in my head, I was like, I'm here with Reese Fulber right now, just like talking casually about these baby raccoons that are just backstage at the show.
What the
Like, how does that work?
hell? What the hell? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to clear my throat into the mic. I'm still if you watched last week's episode, I'm not quite as sick as I was during the Out Out show, but I'm still
Yeah.
recovering a little bit.
But Berlin was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people.
That's okay. There's so much to. I'm gonna break my own rule and use a sentence I don't want to use, which is there's so much to unpack there. I want to spend a little
Yeah.
bit of time in Berlin. The sentence "I think Reese Fulber is in the green room" is amazing
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
giant Frontline Assembly fan, and
Yeah.
just the fact that you
Well,
have
I mean, and like, so he definitely, obviously, he knows who I am at this
right,
point. And he's like, I came because you were playing. And I'm just like
yeah,
what?
yeah, like
You know what I mean?
like
Because I'm a huge Frontline fan. If people can't tell, which I think people can probably tell.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
like Reese, like the Delirium single that he did with Sarah McLachlan alone is like my
yeah,
mom has it. It's like top
yeah,
40. Like I think it's outsold more than all Frontline Assembly combined.
yeah. I think that's right. Um, and then after that, after Berlin, I played Leipzig. Um,
Awesome.
a friend of mine from Oakland moved to Leipzig recently, and he does he owns like a venue space, or him and his wife run a venue space in Leipzig. So we played there, and it was cool. And then we played in Brno in the Czech Republic. So we started in the Czech Republic and ended in the Czech Republic.
Unreal.
And so we played Brno at this like record store place, and it was cool. And like every show, there's at least one person that knew who I was,
That's crazy.
and it was great. And yeah, like I said, I made all my money back, and for a first European tour ever, that's like a monumental, massive
Unreal.
success.
So
You know what I mean?
no, I don't, but I hope to find out one day. Um,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
I'm
to.
just being an asshole. But oh, that's so rad. It sounds like a blast. I mean, I'm
It
sure
was the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
it sounds
I
like a
mean,
lot
like,
of work. Like it not like people think
oh,
it's
for
like a
sure, I was
nonstop
exhausted.
party. But yeah, you're
Well, we never had an off day. It was 14 days of no with no off days.
the hardest working man in industrial.
Yeah, I
MX
guess.
Oriad says, "Holy shit!" You're not wrong. That's more death says, "Ouch!" Yeah, the chat room's like, "How did you?" Like, wow.
I'm
Okay,
young. I'm not even 30. I
you're
still
not
have
even
time
30.
to do
That's
this kind of stuff.
incredible.
I'm gonna be 29 in December. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Well, we got to. There's a couple things we gotta hit. Thank you so much for the tour review. I'm just gonna move in a
Mhm.
little bit of breakneck speed because you got a new album out that we
I
gotta
do.
check out. Mortality is out now, everybody. Oh, look at it.
Here it
It's just
is.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Let's take a little bit of a listen to the single. Hey, what's up to Jennifer Michael Griggs in the chat room? Misfit Angel says dope AF. Mexoriad says three slime emojis. Flavor says heart. Everybody loves it because
Good.
it's amazing. high level, tell us about Mortality as an album specifically. Like, where is your head at during the most of this like when you're thinking?
Uh, I think it's pretty
Just like a
self-explanatory if
lot
you
of
listen to the
rage.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on like a many years long like existential crisis,
Okay. Oh yeah,
So
I know that. Jesus Christ.
so this album kind of has to do with that. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like completely like a concept album.
Okay.
I'd say it's like loosely a concept
Sure.
album about dealing with like mortality,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Okay. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, you were just like we were talking before about honesty, and like just
yeah,
call it
that's
what
just
it
like what
is.
it is.
Just
Yeah.
that's the raw pulsating nerve of choke chain that.
I don't know if I feel better yet after putting out the record because my goal was to put the record out and then like not ever deal with that feeling again, but I don't necessarily know if that's like worked yet. So I guess it's to be determined.
Fascinating. Yeah, I do because I do that for like gasoline and like
Hmm.
I write a song about like I had some horrible shit that happened to me or like dudes that don't like me anymore or whatever, and then do I have to revisit that feeling every time I play this song now? Like have I doomed myself to this repeated existence?
Don't remind me
Okay. Well, it's just
because I mean, I kind of do that. I mean, like,
right.
I feel like I have the resilience to be able to do that specifically, but like, it's not necessarily something I enjoy, like revisiting those feelings. Like,
Mm-hmm.
doing this thing is a thing I feel like I need to do, but there's parts of it that I don't think I necessarily enjoy, like like revisiting those feelings when I
Yeah.
play live, or like uh be getting in the state of mind to even write something
Totally.
as dark as the stuff that I write in general. Like I don't like having to get to that point to be like, oh, I can write lyrics now or whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
But like but I mean, that's not to say like I do enjoy like the vast majority of it. Like to be able to do this is like a full-time thing. Like just to be able to do the music I want to do is just like completely bizarre to me, and like I'm super thankful, and like
Yeah.
I'm glad that I can like meet a bunch of cool people because of it. But there are
Mm-hmm.
some things that are kind of stressful about it. But
Well,
um
yeah,
but yeah,
there's a
my
price for
headspace was kind of just like I don't know. I was just dealing with my existential crisis, and I'm like, I should just write an album about it loosely.
yeah.
Finally,
Well, I'm glad you did because it sounds great.
yeah,
We're gonna pivot a little bit to the other end of the emotional spectrum because
uh-huh.
we finally got to do Howler Monkey live
Yep, in lacrosse.
in Lacrosse, your
Mhm.
erstwhile home, with because Gasoline, my band was on tour with one of my own heroes, God Module, and we were able to make that work in Lacrosse. Howler Monkey,
Mhm.
however, is a song where we combine under the auspices of the Gothsicles. Let's take a little
Yep.
bit of a listen to that. Oh, before we go, Grim Reaper for Hire is here. Friend of the show, frequent guest, says that clip had some raw Trent Reznor energy, comma dope. I agree. This is Howler Monkey.
No joke, folks, like rattle-brains and craniums. Don't wait for days, cause we play gigantic stadiums. Hear us for miles, because we're off the Richter scale. You couldn't grasp our style with a prehensile tail. We gotta make a dream and do it loudly, projecting audibly. How we're lucky. We gotta
3-2. So that was me and my vocally similar buddy Mark pretending to be monkeys because it's like
Yep.
the that's from the Gothicals album Animal Addendum where I picked three more animals I
A
like.
great album, by the
Thank you,
way.
thank you.
I'm
Uh,
a, I'm a huge Gospels fan. What can I say?
well, check it out. And I just realized this that there's a weird connection with howler monkeys. Well, maybe I told you this already, but
Maybe.
it comes from really
Mhm.
the Milwaukee Public Museum because
Okay.
I'm old and I was a little boy when the rainforest was like popular in like
Yeah.
90s culture. So they put in that big.
Yeah.
You ever been in the Milwaukee Public Museum? When
Yeah.
there's that goofy rainforest section that's like all dusty
Mhm.
now, but like it was new when I was there. And if you hit a button, there's a howler
Mhm.
monkey behind you that goes. Arr, 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 arr. So like
Yeah.
that's where my love of howler monkeys started. Team Subspace
Yeah.
Milwaukee Zone says, "Ha ha, yes." I have it down here. You live there now.
Mhm.
I grew up there. How is Milwaukee these days?
It's cool.
Yeah.
I just saw Thrill Kill Call in
Nice.
Milwaukee like 2 days ago.
Nice.
It was dope.
Cool. Man.
Milwaukee, I don't know. There's good parts and bad parts, as you know.
That's true.
Um,
No, it's all just cheese and sausage, right? Like the whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. No,
There's
like
no
the scene
crime
is
at all.
cool. The scene is cool.
The scene's cool. Okay, cool.
Like we
No, I
have
don't.
our homies in fucking Subspace
Yeah, we
who
do.
are like the coolest.
That is, yeah.
Um,
X-Ray Arcade seems to be holding it down.
yeah, it's dope.
I've
And
never
Cactus
been.
Club is dope.
Oh, it's a Cactus Club.
Yep.
And for you, the listener, Shane and I didn't grow up together. We're significantly age different, but
Mhm.
both come from like the DIY noise punk grind scene, and like if you want to go to the place that like you might see a punk band that'll get big in 20 years, but you also might die in a fire because the whole
Mhm.
it's a Pinewood box. That's the
Mhm.
Cactus Club in
Mhm.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And speaking of Subspace and Wisconsin, we got to get to this because a festival happened out of nowhere. The Subspace show is coming up November 25th in
Yep.
Madison, Wisconsin, with the Gothsicles, Choke Chain. I don't have the list in front of me, but we got
Cyanotic.
Chroma, just somebody called Cyanotic.
Yeah,
Holy crap!
yeah.
Just somebody called Nevada Hardware.
Yeah, I
Um,
know.
My old gaming buddy, believe it or not, Lorelei Dreaming, is going to be
Mhm.
there. We used to be in a D&D troupe together.
Oh,
And Total Chroma, and check it out. It's going to be amazing.
Mhm.
But our guest today is going to be live. If you have not experienced Choke Chain, I think you can rent a seatbelt at the door because he is just incredible, worth the hype, man. Like,
well, dude. So get this.
Okay.
Sometimes I tell myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna go as hard for the show because at Infest I played for 45 minutes, which was my longest set ever, and I was like, I
Tomorrow.
can't go this hard for 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then my friend Adam, who was one of the photographers, was like, dude, I know you said that, but like 3 minutes in, you were literally like drenching yourself in a water bottle and like all sweaty. And so I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So I can't help it.
Oh
Wait.
no, dude! Like once again, we are there in Simpatico. Like I remember, I was doing the first Terminus. I don't know why I have that knowledge.
Mhm.
Great festival. You haven't done that one, but it's just my voice is gone. Like just
Yeah, yeah.
and like I can't. Like, how am I gonna do the Gothsicles? It's like that's the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
just that magic, like, I will
Yeah.
heal you for this 42-minute set, and then
Yeah.
it just worked.
And you did it.
We are very excited to have him headline as Misfit Angie. Oh, Misfit Angie, not Misfit Angel. I'm sorry, that's other. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Hi, Angie. I thought you were somebody else. I'm stupid. Okay, so I knew this was gonna go long. But we're already more than half an hour in, so we're just gonna smash cut to features because I gotta know. So let's start out with Radiation Round. Called that because lightning is exceedingly rare in space. No wrong answers. Say whatever you want. Okay, so Crayola crayons. I'm gonna give you three.
Okay.
Burnt sienna, orange red, or periwinkle.
Orange red.
Cool. This next question comes from rockstar Reese Hughes out of UK.
Okay.
Who would win in a bar fight, Double Dragon or the Bad Dudes?
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon.
Mhm.
Quick note for the listener: this is not the last time we hung out, but a few hung out times ago was at a video game convention in
Mhm.
Milwaukee. That was
Mhm.
amazing. Just walking
Mhm.
around playing games, and then like the Gossicles played that show, and like Sub-Zero was like
Yeah. It was
the,
crazy.
the actors for like Shao Kahn and shit, like the Mortal Kombat actors were in the audience because we opened up for Kung Lao. And I'm like, you can't
Yeah.
name a band Kung Lao, but it was the actual guy from Mortal Kombat 2, and he had the hat, and he's got a...
Yeah.
Anyway, so, Double Dragon, and final, what's the most vital thing to bring on, other than, like, your gear, like, what's the most vital thing to bring on tour?
Many pairs of socks.
Many pairs of socks, perfect. So, from the top,
Mhm.
that is Orange Red, Double Dragon, and many pairs of socks. Well
Yep.
done, sir. Let's move on to feature 2. The hypothetical spectacle. Angie says Midwest Gaming Classic rules. You're right.
Yep.
In hypothetical spectacle, this is where we like Barbara Walters it and like distill the essence of your band down into.
Yeah.
Now, last time you were on the show, 3 years ago, which is crazy to me because it's
Yeah.
like I was listening to these questions, not listening to, just reviewing the questions I asked the last time, and they're like, "Tell me about your band," and not like, "What's the touring frontline assembly?" But or like, what's Antwerp like? You know, who would have thought?
Yeah.
I would. We
Yeah.
all knew. We all
Yeah.
knew next level. So the reason I'm bringing that up is I already asked you my favorite one, which is Choke Chain, the video game. We already kind of did that. So
Yep.
now I was thinking, like, what if we did? Okay. Kevin, or not Kevin. I'm stupid. K-Max. I blanked on your first name for a second. Asked the question. We'll get to that in a second because I already started hypothetical spectacle. Choke Chain, the breakfast cereal. Would this be like just crunchy as hell? Right? Like, would the breakfast cereal have like a toy at the bottom of the box that's like a burial? Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Or
It would be incredibly unhealthy for you.
okay, it's
I know
very
that.
unhealthy for you. It rips up your throat. Does it just destroy
Yeah.
your neck? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. It would be very crunchy, as you
Okay.
said, for sure.
And instead of a spoon, you have to eat it with your sickle, your scythe.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah. That's what comes in the box.
Yes.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
And
yeah, for sure.
you know how they'll do like Count Chocula will do like crazy Count Chocula that'd be like all like a different color or something. Like
Yeah.
we could do like the Sweat Boys remix for like the
Yeah.
the short run
yeah.
edition of the Choke Chain breakfast cereal,
Yeah.
and it's really bad for you, and it's super high calories. But for some
Yep.
reason, you burn it all off at the end of the breakfast because it's just
Yep.
going. Okay, I
Yep.
think we
Yep.
nailed Choke Chain the breakfast cereal.
I think
Awesome.
so too.
Fantastic. Look for that coming soon from General Mills.
Yep.
Um, and this is a wonderful question. Thank you very much to Sounds and Shadows. Your on-stage performance is so intense compared to your demeanor. Do you do a bit of almost method acting on stage? Where do you
No.
No, you don't.
Nope.
So the follow-up is, where do you go to another place in your head, or is it just you're in it?
It is this. So I am. What's a way to describe this? There's no sort of like persona of
Okay.
any sort that I'm putting on.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm doing on stage is me, like, feeling genuine feelings that I feel,
Mm-hmm.
right? Very viscerally, and there just happens to be other people watching, and that's it. There's no sort of like I'm going into a different place or
Oh.
anything. It's you know what I mean?
No, I just
That's
got
all it is.
usually about once per episode on these space couches. I'm not like an ASMR person, you know, with your brain
Yeah.
tingles. That's never happened to me, but like I do get chills with an answer every
Yeah.
now and then, and that was just such a chillingly icy cool answer, man. So yes.
Well, I mean, that's just what it is, you know, because like I get accused of being like a mega edgelord
do you
by
really?
people on the internet. Oh
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
What? Really?
people like I saved this comment that was absolutely hilarious. It was
Okay.
like I didn't. It was calling me like wannabe edgy teen, uh, some garbage or something. I need to see
Oh
if I can
man,
find it.
that sounds like a
No, but
T-shirt.
I get stuff like that all the time. No, I'm gonna
Okay.
make T-shirts with hater comments on it. I'm
Okay.
sure.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, like you and I mean, I don't want to say both because you're super successful, but like we have a pretty fucked up product, like you know the whole
yeah,
thing.
no, we do. We
So it's
do.
like, yeah, but it's like, you know who needs to be taken down a peg? That motherfucker from Choke Chain. He's such an asshole. No, he's like the nicest guy. Why
Well,
would you?
dude, so I would need to write this kind of music if other people, if humanity as a whole
Mm-hmm.
was considerate and kind to other humans. Like I wouldn't need to
Oh,
do this if that were the case. That's my opinion about it. Do you know what I
interesting.
mean?
That's fascinating to me. Like because
Like
it's.
here, in the thank yous of my record, here's what I
Mm,
say. Absolutely zero thanks to all who perpetuate violence or war for any reason, and all those who are incapable of caring about other people. You are why the world is terrible. Fuck you.
wow. So is
So,
Choke
I
Chain a
mean,
reaction then?
oh, yeah,
Choke Chain is a
yeah,
reaction. Wow. Okay.
yeah, uh, yeah. Basically, it's my emotional reaction to to the circumstances of my existence.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Let's be a little bit professional. We get your new album at chokechain.bandcamp.com.
Yep.
That's where I got it. Is that so?
Vinyl coming soon. Three color variants and one cover variant. 400 copies
Are
first
you
pressing.
are
Go
you
get it.
putting? Are you doing that, or is that on a label?
No, no, my friend. So I'm on a label technically.
Okay.
I'm on a label called Phage Tapes.
Oh yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
From Minneapolis.
Bad Seat 666 says Choke Chain logo 27 times. Okay, so you're on Phage Tapes.
Yeah, and he's honestly I've never had a better partnership with the label
Okay.
in my life for anything.
Okay.
He's very fair. Him and I just have a good relationship in general. Like we both want to further this thing as much as humanly possible.
Mm,
And he wants to further uh my reach and stuff for my sake. It's not just so he can make a bunch of money, right?
that's cool.
His label is not for profit. So I love that,
Right.
right? And it enables me to be able to do what I do full time because he wants me to be able to profit as much
That's
as
so cool.
possible. You
Yeah,
know what I
hold
mean?
on to that.
And
That's
so
rare.
it's great. But yeah, there's gonna be three. I'll do the world premiere of the color variants. There's three color variants.
Space Caps
White with
exclusive.
black splatter. White and black color in color. It's like a marble looking thing, and then black. But it's all black and white because everything I've ever done is black and white. And yeah, so and then there's gonna be a reverse color scheme cover. So
Okay.
for one of the variants. So go get that when it comes out in like a couple weeks or something.
Okay.
We don't know exactly when yet.
Oh, so it's not that far off because that was my. We are on a flying couch out here in space. I'm gonna bring this flying couch back onto the space station shortly. My last question was going to be what's next, but you kind of covered it. So, uh, we from the top, we got all the juice on your amazing story. I'm sure we
Mhm.
scratched not even the surface of the surface.
No, there's more. I'll tell you when I see you again.
Fantastic. We had to get into mortality. You
Mhm.
guys, have I ever sued you wrong? I've sued you wrong plenty, once or twice. But chokechain.bandcamp.com for mortality might be the
Mhm.
sickest thing you pick up this year.
I mean, if that's what you say, Brian. I mean, I'll.
I look strong contender. Like no,
Okay.
I'm not blowing smoke.
Okay.
I am blowing smoke after the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello. The mic closer to mouth. Oh, sorry, I moved it away to like move drink and stuff. Yeah, that's my bad. But the big news. So this Space Couch Exclusive. You guys want to stay tuned for black and white splatter, marble, straight black, or reverse cover vinyl. I'm personally like a vinyl freak. Like I don't care what anybody says. It sounds better to me. Like it just sounds better.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Like you can do whatever digital algorithm to say like on paper, like
Mhm.
an MP3 will sound quote unquote better, but I don't care. It just sounds better. Like I have
Me either. Yeah. I don't need to hear those arguments because I don't agree.
amazing.
Yeah.
Watch for upcoming Choke Chain merchandise with hater comments from dumb people
Mhm.
because Choke Chain rules. Whatever, if you are in the blast radius at all of the big Subspace anniversary show at the Crucible in Madison, Wisconsin on November 25th, there will be a brief interruption before Choke Chain. That's called the Gothsicles. You can go get dinner during that, but you got to come back
No, dude,
for.
no. Dude, the Gothsicles rule.
Well, I don't. What's another animal that like makes a screeching noise? We could do, macaw, or I'm sure there's like some sort of horrible bird that
Yeah.
we could do the howler monkey follow up. Team Subspace says, "Yeah, buddy." Bad Seat 666 says 3 Morty emojicons and Cornholio emojicons. Sorry. I'm coming down with the space madness. The wheels always start to come off near the end of the show. Although I've been ending the show for 4 minutes solid because I don't want to go, but like I have to because we're going to be running out of space gas here in the ball pit. One thing I meant to do and forgot. Space Couch throw pillows are still available at the Zazzle store. Just look that up. Chokechain.ebm.com. This is Brian for Space Couch, for Mark for Choke Chain, saying call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for anarchy, and interface with the Couch and Space Couch. Awesome. So I let us talk over and credits here, but
Yeah, it's fine. That was rad.
no, I love that. I love and hate actually the European thing of like, this is like a gorgeous medieval archway and there's like some Burger King in it. It's like a
Yeah, no, for sure. No, literally, dude. Oh my god, I saw
Right.
stuff like that.
yeah, it's like it looks like a zit. Like the shit like
Yeah.
but we will okay.